Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fellow shedheads around the world. Welcome to Captain of my Shed. I've got the sun right in my eyes, but on this episode, we're going to build this. And it is probably the quickest and cheapest way to build a really solid foundation for what is going to be my new workshop. And it doesn't take too long to do, so it'll be a fairly short video, but if you want to know how this gets done, keep watching and I'll see you at the end. So I've moved the trampoline out of the way a little bit already, and as you can see, the fencing for the chicken coop has come down, bar those posts. And that stuff, someone will probably pick that up for free and use it in whichever way they see fit. So that is where the workshop's going to go. I'm going to measure forward from the back fence and use that as my start point, and then draw out the floor area from there, including the little bit of decking that's going to sit out the front. It's going to be about a meter and a half. So I'm going to get these posts out first. I'm going to measure out, put down some pieces of wood to give an idea of where we are. It looks quite big. Yeah, let's have a look. So I left a little bit more space on this side, so you've got a straight view through to the gate. I mean, that gate doesn't have to be, it could be further over, and that little thing in the corner is going to go, but it is quite handy to have a bit of space down the side for things like compost bins. I'm going to tidy this whole area up, put like compost bins, perhaps some planting, I don't know yet. We'll do something with that space because it's a little bit of a rat fest at the moment. Then on this side, still plenty of room to walk around. You know, there's loads of space there. And then we come down the side and loads of room at the back. That should give me a fair bit of clearance from roots. I mean, I know I'm going to encounter roots there, but the way I'm digging the foundations, I might be in a position to avoid, you know, it gives me a space I can walk around and visualize where things are going to go. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And the nice thing is we have got oodles, especially once that shed has gone, oodles of garden left over. So far, that is the workshop. So now you're joining me on day one of digging holes. And there's 35 to dig in total, which seems bonkers. It's going to take me some time, and I'll start out digging by hand, but I am already considering getting a hole digging auger for post holes, one of those big petrol driven things. For now, the method I'm using is taking this massive chisel ended bar, I think this is called a roughneck, and using this to break up the earth. And then you can do it with a spade, but this is much more efficient. The post hole digger, worth investing in if you've got a lot of holes to dig. I borrowed this from a friend, luckily, but yeah, get yourself one of these if you need to dig holes. I've hit a big seam of clay. I've got this lovely, pretty clean lumps of grey and red clay. There's a big seam of clay here, I think. it'll probably run through the whole thing. And it's not too bad to dig up at the moment. 2 foot deep, about 25 centimeters wide. So yeah, we've got a couple inches to go. But look, you can see that clay there down at the bottom of the hole. There's a lovely thick seam of it. And obviously a few roots, but they're only small roots at the moment. And we are fairly close to this big old tree here. And I think we're quite lucky at the moment. We're not hitting any big roots. So I'll dig out a bit more of that clay and we'll get on to the next hole. 2 foot. Okay, stuck a peg in the side of that hole. I've come 6 meters down. Not including there's going to be a decking out of the front of this. I'm not including that in the measurement at the moment. We're just going to dig the holes for the workshop itself. With the idea is we're going to have lines of steel. We're going to have lines of concrete lintels. Each lintel is 3 meters long, and we've got 2 per line, 5 holes per row. Rubbish. Let's see how far we get before I give up and call the hire company. I'm guessing not very far, because I know it's an option and one that I budgeted for, so let's see. There's quite a few tennis balls around the garden. I think the people that lived here used to have a dog, and that dog was a keen tennis player apparently. Anyway, I've got to make this corner square a 90-degree square because it's a building and it'd be weird for it not to be. So I'm going to use the 3-4-5 method. I don't know if you've heard that before. I'll measure 3 feet in between these 2 holes, straight line, and then 4 feet along this way, and as long as it's square, I will have 5 feet in between the 2 end points. Is 3 foot from the center of the hole. From the approximate center of the hole is 4 foot. Now between that back edge, unfortunately there's a big pile of clay in the way. Right, between that back edge and here, we're about 1 inch out, 1.5 inches out. This needs to come back this way, here. Because of the questionable accuracy of my method of just banging sticks in the ground and not using like a laser or anything to get it millimeter perfect, I thought the best way I can achieve accuracy is by just expanding the whole system a little bit. So I multiplied everything by 4, and instead of 3, 4 and then 5 corner to corner, I've gone 12, 16, and then it's 20 from that point to the point to the and then obviously 20 is what you need to make that a 90-degree angle. So I should have a nice square corner to corner here. I should explain as well why I'm doing it this way and not digging a full footing, you know, like doing a proper foundation. And there are a few reasons. One, this is significantly cheaper. I'm going to buy a right load of postcrete, which I know itself is fairly expensive, but it's much quicker to work with and still cheaper than the amount of cement that I'd have to have pumped back here. We're right at the back of the garden, getting wheelbarrows through that side of the house. There's a porch on the house I can come through, but I don't really want to be doing that with barrow after barrow after barrow of cement. This way I can mix, pour and fill each hole individually. I'm not creating so much, I'm not creating quite as much damage to the lawn, even though this building is going to stay here as long as I stay here. Also, it means that if I do encounter roots and I damage a root, then it's only going to be localized to that 25 centimeter diameter area, and I can either move the hole and relocate that, or if it's a small enough root, I can cut through the root but not have to slice through several roots to dig a footing. It's the quickest, it's the cheapest, and it does the least damage to the this little environment. So I'm winning on 3 counts, triple threat. Yay me. Let's carry on. Okay, it's another day in the garden, digging holes, and as you can see behind me, I've decided to take the plunge. I've spent 40 quid for the day's hire of that beast. It's an 8-inch post digging auger, petrol driven. Very powerful piece of kit apparently. And when I was at the hire place, they correctly identified that I don't have a lifetime membership to Gold's Gym. I asked, what are the limitations of this machine? Will it deal with small rocks? Will it deal with small roots, heavy clay, that kind of stuff? His response was, you're the limitation. And I think what he meant by that is if you are incapable of handling it or not strong enough, this thing will just rip out of your hands and do you some damage. So he said, you'll only do it once, you'll either break your wrist or you'll let go and it'll go flying. So I've got that to look forward to, and so do you. So if you want to see me get injured or send a post digging auger flying around the garden, then you're on the right channel. Stop talking, start digging. Right, we've got nearly all the holes dug now. There's maybe 4 or 5 left to go, so a good 31 holes I think we've managed to do. Some by hand, some with the help of that auger, all of them down to 2 foot and 25 centimeters wide. And these are ready now for filling up to the right level with, we're going to use postcrete just because it's quicker to work with, and then we can lay across the concrete lintels and get them nice and level so that we've got a really good level base to work from when we start building the frame. Filling the holes up is the next step, and I've got a couple of friends coming over to help me with that just after the weekend. So I'll see you then. It's a lot of postcrete. Just out of the bush a little bit. That's it, yeah, lovely. Okay, it's the hole filling day today. Calm down, Bonnie Blue. So what we're going to do, bag of postcrete in, mix it up with water in a bucket, chuck the bucket in the hole, next hole. I've already got about 5 holes done. last of 35 holes, almost done. What's the ratio, Dave? Water to postcrete?
I put in 5 litres.
Yeah.
Only because you can mix nicely. It takes a little longer to set, but it still goes rock hard.
So about 5 litres of water to 1 bag of postcrete.
Yeah, filling holes like this, obviously, if you're using posts, you do a bit less. I use about 3 litres.
Oh, there we go.
There we are, lovely.
Cracking.
Okay.
There we go. 35 holes. I reckon less than an hour, no?
Good.
Okay, I haven't shown you that last step, which is getting the lintels onto the blocks. The most difficult part of that process is getting the blocks all level, and as you saw, we did that with the laser level, just making sure that each block is level with the next, corner to corner. And on a span this big, it's quite important to get that right. Now the lintels, once those blocks are all level, they go on no problem. Just a little dab of cement squashed down, you're probably making a difference of about between 3 and 5 mil, and we've got a really nice solid base to work off now. Now I dug the holes, so I take the blame for this, but as you can see, we're not perfectly perfectly in line. I mean, the main thing is that the lintels are being supported all the way down their length, which they are. But because my holes were slightly off in a couple of places, not too bad, it has created a little bit of extra work making sure that we're all square and everything's supported. But that's my fault, that's on me, that's me rushing basically, and yeah, my bad. But we're there now, we've got it done. You can really see the scale of this thing now. It's gonna be big, and yeah, I'm dead excited. I'll give you a quick update on what we've used materials-wise in this. I will break down costs in the episode that happens at the end of this little series, where I kind of put it all together, and we'll talk about the whole build, what it's cost, every element. I'll break it right down. But in terms of materials, this base has not taken too much. I think there's about 70 bags of postcrete. We've still got some left over because there's going to be a deck out the front as well, and we need to save some for that. We also have 14 concrete lintels, reinforced lintels, that form the level base. And apart from that, it's not cost us anything else but time. Now, I did employ a friend of mine just to help speed things up, but you could easily have done everything I've done in this video by yourself and save yourself some money there too. So like I said, I will break these costs down, but that'll be in the video at the end of this series. For now, thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one, where we get this frame up.